Heyo there, INFP group. One common problem INFPs have is sticking to projects. I can completely relate to this. I've been making videos for a few years now, and one of the problems I consistently had was coming up with too many ideas and not being able to commit in one direction. I would come up with an amazing idea I would plan on making a video about, but would come up with a new idea before committing to that one, never getting anything done. Then I would be juggling 10 projects on top of that, like I play guitar, so practicing guitar. I try to get in shape, so exercising, focusing on my diet, reading, learning more, figuring out your diet, figuring out your social life, doing all your errands, figuring out your money, spending time working on your career. Life can be hectic, life can be tough. So the first step is figuring out one thing to focus on at a time. Let's say you decided to create an album by the end of the year. What is something that you could do consistently to make sure you are making progress in the right direction? Visualize what are the pieces, what are the steps it takes to make an album? What is needed to create an album? What are all the parts that are needed to go into this thing? Think of all the things you need, the things that you have to do. This includes things like mastering the skills of an instrument, or practicing songs, spending time to write songs. What type of band is it? What type of instruments are going to be in your music? If you need more than one instrument, will you need to find other musicians to be part of your project? And how are you going to write the songs? Are you just going to figure them out and write them on paper? Or are you going to sit there and take some recording equipment and just play along and then take the pieces and put them together? What type of equipment will you need? Will you need to buy anything? Will you need to buy recording equipment eventually? Will you have to buy some new instruments? This may seem overwhelming at first, but at least you have a picture of where you want to go. What are the things that you have to accomplish? What are the things you have to do? So once you figure all that out, go back and figure out what are some things that you can do now. What are things that you can do to get this project started? Maybe it's, well, I gotta call this person, or I have to make this purchase. Just make a list, figure out the action items that you will have to do. And then, whoa, how'd I end up here? But anyway, once you figured out all that stuff, figure out a ritual that you could do every single day that gets you towards your goal, that gets you towards your final desired outcome. Like maybe it's practice guitar for at least 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes might not sound like a lot, but here's the logic. We all have those days where we're extra tired or in a bad mood where we wouldn't really want to perform our daily ritual. But on a day like this, the 15 minutes makes it easier because you know that you could get through it. You just have to bite the bullet and do your daily ritual. And on days you have extra energy and you're feeling inspired, then you could go more than 15 minutes. The key to this is consistent progress. With this, you're always growing, you're always learning, so you're always making progress towards your goal. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up, but don't make that an excuse either. If you just find yourself with 15 minutes to spare and you're kind of bored and you're thinking of something to do, just remember, then just do that 15-minute ritual. A lot of this video was scripted. In fact, I committed to writing 6 scripts and I used these very methods. What I did was I decided every day after work I'm going to work on writing scripts. I'm going to work on reaching a goal of 6 videos by the end of 3 weeks. And what I committed to do was stay at work an extra hour and work on my project. What makes this work for me is the fact that I'm doing it at the end of my shift at work. When I'm at work, I'm already in a creative space, and I could just commit to myself and say, hey, I'll just stay here an extra hour. You know what? It's not really going to feel that much different, really, if I just stay here an extra hour. I knew if I decided to start working on my scripts after I came home, I just wouldn't do it. I can't work at home. I've tried it over and over and over and over and over again. I committed to writing scripts after I got home. but it never worked. I just can't get into the creative space when I'm home, so what I decided to do was start writing them while I was at work before I went home. And it's a huge commitment. It has to be something you want to do. It has to be something that you're really, really passionate about, especially since we're INFPs. We're not going to do something unless we're passionate about it. You have to make sure it's something you really, really want to do on an emotional level, not a logical level, an emotional level. It has to be important to your values and your emotions, or it just won't work. If you're not going to work on something, make sure it's because you've decided it's not something you want to do, or you want to take a break. Don't stop something because of fear or because it's hard. That's just something you're going to have to fight against. That's what the small ritual will help with. If it's small, then it's a lot easier to manage. If you decide to drop a project, it doesn't mean it failed. If you dropped a project because you generally just lost interest, you don't think it's a good idea, or you want to take a break because you want to take a little vacation, you genuinely want to take a vacation and you put a lot of hard work and you decide to take a break, that's fine. But yeah, if it's something you genuinely want to do, then it's a commitment you have to make, and doing something every day towards it will get you very far. Even if it's something small, consistent commitment, consistent progress is how to do that. And try to focus on one project at a time. Don't try to start writing an album and then start your new weight loss plan to lose 20 pounds and start writing a film all the same day. Make sure you have a good grasp. They say you should start a new ritual about every 30 days because anything more than one ritual will be too stressful and you're likely to drop both balls, start at square one. And like they say, it's like chasing two rabbits at the same time. Focus on one rabbit, and then once that's done, go on to the next thing. So my question of the day is, what is one project you want to work on, and what is one ritual that you can do to start towards that project? And by ritual, I mean, what is one thing you can do a daily habit of? Please leave me a comment or video response. Check the links below to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, or you could check out my second channel, Marino Vlogs. Peace. Marino.